I want both. And the shadows are good. I think there should be less shadows and less the devil. No, maybe not. I don't know. I'm drunk.
So, hello there, Home fans. Today's video is brought to you by something farms.
What?
Blue something farms. Hold on, let me find out.
Wow. He is so unprepared for this video. I just don't even know. Don't even know. My kids take blueberry sandwiches to school every day. Every single day. Blueberry and peanut butter.
Blue Barn Farms.
That's where my kids take their sandwiches from.
Blue Barn Farms sent us some delicious jellies and blueberry lemonade, which I made a nice vodka drink out of. You can check the link out below.
Excuse me, mine also has lemonade and orange juice, but his has just cranberry, blueberry.
Yeah, so check the link out below. Crypto Mom has sent us these delightful goods.
They are very good.
And I quite enjoy it.
We're already on our second jars of jelly.
Of pudding?
Sorry, we had too many of these.
All right, so tonight we watched Along Came the Devil.
And I feel like you can't change your mind about it because of what you've seen online.
I'm not.
Okay, because I thought it was an amazing movie. And I don't know if it's just because I got really drunk halfway through. But yeah, I liked it a lot. Did you like it a lot?
I thought it was pretty good. It was much better than I expected. So what we did is we decided that we were going to review a horror movie with whatever was on demand. She shot down Puppet Master, The Littlest Reich, which I really wanted to see. And she said she wanted to see Along Came the Devil. And I had never heard of that. So I assumed it was going to be complete shit.
But it wasn't, was it? It was awesome.
No.
I think it was awesome.
It was pretty good. The only thing that was lacking was the CGI devil. Right?
Why do you think that was? Because he just looked too devilish all the time?
I thought he looked stupid. Like, his horns weren't scary. They were just
True.
like...
Just regular horns.
Just like horns that you would see on some little girl's headband, right?
Yeah.
So
They looked scary.
They looked a little cheesy. They weren't like hooked or anything like that badass from Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Yeah, that's scary.
That guy, he was pretty cool. I don't know. They were just pointed the same direction.
Yeah.
And they were pretty short. So I felt like he was inadequate.
I agree.
Yeah. And he was.
I also feel like he was out there way too often. Like, you know, I feel like if he was going to be a little less obvious and a little more like just behind the scenes, it would have been better. But I feel like he was out there way too much.
So
as like an obvious character.
You said that there was too many shadows in the movie.
Right.
But now you say you don't want to see him. What the hell do you want? You don't want shadows, but you don't want the devil. What do you want?
I want both. And the shadows are good. I think there should be less shadows and less the devil. No, maybe not. I don't know. I'm drunk. I like the shadows, but I feel like the shadows, it was just like so many shadows following her around and she never saw them. You know, like if she would have been like, oh my God, there's a shadow and freaked out, but she never, ever, ever saw them.
Because they were behind her.
I know. But
and she's not a mom, so she doesn't have eyes in the back of her head.
I'm just saying, if she would have saw the shadows like 3 times, I would have been happy. And then
3 times?
Yes, if she would have seen the shadows 3 times out of like the 45 she saw them, I would have been happy. And also the devil, all she had to do was see him like once or twice, but she didn't.
Right. But
and then all of a sudden she was just the devil.
He was like invisible to her because he's the freaking devil. So.
But was he the devil? Because, I mean, I think that's a little bit much.
I mean, I agree. It's a little bit much. It should be a demon, but this movie was whack in the sense that it had like an exorcism rite that wasn't Catholic, and that doesn't really, it's not really a thing.
Doesn't that fly around?
Oh my god, maybe it's the devil. No, so I don't know. I thought it was all right. It was much better than I thought it was. So the weird thing was, the movie started out with 2 little girls who were sisters.
Oh yeah, but they never really even told what happened to her sister.
Right.
Until the very end.
2 little girls that were sisters, and then they have an abusive father.
Yes.
Who locked them in a closet while he boned a really hot chick.
Which was weird. Super
because
weird, he was super not hot.
He was not hot, and he was super greasy and like trailer trash, right?
Yeah, it was weird.
Way above his league.
Yes.
And so he's doing that, and he told them to cover their ears. I don't know. It's like they didn't have another room in the house, but apparently they did because they visited the house later.
And it was like a big house.
It was like a regular like 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right.
But for some reason he decided to keep them in the room that he was banging this hot chick.
And then all of a sudden, he disappears. Did they even say what happened to their dad?
No.
He's gone. She lives with her aunt. The other sister is who knows where. It just made no sense. Maybe that's why it only got a couple stars.
So yeah. So fast forward, all of a sudden after this banging the hot hooker chick, suddenly one of the girls is a teenager. She's going to school. And her sister is just gone.
Gone.
We don't know why. She's not dead. She's just gone.
Nobody ever tells anybody where she's at. It was like the aunt calls her in the last second.
Right. So she's living with her aunt, which we had no idea existed in the first place.
Right.
But her aunt, it looks like maybe she could be her sister because she's really young and really hot.
Yep.
And it doesn't make much sense. I was like, oh, that's her sister. No.
Right. I thought it was too, for like full scenes until she came off as her aunt.
Yeah. So it didn't make a lot of sense.
Wow, now I realize this movie was not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah, but it was still fun.
It was fun. It was a good movie.
It was fun because you were drinking.
Mm-hmm. And y'all should watch this movie while drinking a lot. And you'll like it a lot.
You had that Blue Barns farm drink.
It was my Blue Barns farm drink was very good. Did I say it right?
That's right.
I said it was very good.
You gotta think. Kayla Lowry.
Kayla Lowry. Thank you, Kayla Lowry. Did I say it right?
You did.
Thank you, Kayla Lowry.
And Grandin. He's the muscle.
Thank you.
Grandin.
Thank
Lowry.
you, Lowry. Thank you, Grandin Lowry. Did I say it right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So anyway, you're sitting there, and you're suddenly in this world where this girl is 15, 16, something like that. And
Too young to be the devil.
She's for some reason back in the same town she grew up in, and she meets up with some friends that she had when she was young.
Yep.
And this stalker kid that she had that we didn't know about before, but apparently was a thing, is suddenly very hot, and she's into it.
It's weird because the stalker guy is back, but we were never there. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning of the episode, it was just the 2 small girls, like not 15 or 16, 2 very small girls sleeping in a bedroom or like a closet.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went to where they were like 20, not 20, but the one girl was still in high school.
I mean, they looked 20, but they were like 15.
Right. So like 15. So it's like, let's say 10, 12 years later.
Right.
And she's now saying, well, this boy that used to follow me around in the high school, but he never did that we saw.
And it
You
was,
know what I mean? Like, we
and she
never
had
saw
this
any of
best
that.
friend. This best friend that was like mysterious best friend
Right.
that just suddenly was like, oh
Right.
yeah, you look no different, like yada yada.
Right, and
Right.
they give out each other hugs and all that. It was really weird.
So, all right, so she goes to this meetup
Yep.
with her best friend and
Yep.
this stalker kid.
On a boat.
No, not yet.
Not on a
They
boat.
go like on a dock. Or
Oh, I thought
something.
it was a boat.
No.
Okay.
They go meet up with a bunch of kids.
Yep, I
and they
remember.
have like one of these iPhone apps that detects EVP.
Ghosts. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So the EVP thing, it says it's real time. So it looks like a little sonar thing, and they start asking questions. Are there any ghosts around? Yada yada. And this girl starts hearing her apparently dead mother.
Only this girl though knows. Nobody
Right.
else hears anything. Only she hears
She starts
that.
hearing like her name, and then she starts getting in these flashbacks, right? So it's not like she's legitimately seeing the mother, but she's seeing like flashbacks of her mother as a ghost when she's a child with her sister, and then she freaks out and brilliantly she runs into the woods after she gets scared
Alone.
She's
At
like, okay,
nighttime.
I'm afraid. I saw my dead mother. Let me run into the woods by myself in the middle of the night.
That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't.
No. So I don't know. Didn't make a lot of sense. Then other things happen. We see the girl winds up like at a malt shop or something, like a candy store. I don't know what it is. It's a small town. One of those type
Oh, yeah.
little stores.
Mm-hmm.
And she's shopping for something. And on the other side of the aisle is this creepy pedophile reverend priest guy, right? It's
Creepy
not,
dude.
It's not
But
Catholic.
he's not creepy. He's just
He's
seems
like
creepy.
a reverend, but he's young and he's, I guess, attractive. I don't
He's
know.
very attractive.
He's attractive, he's young, and he's got like these piercing eyes, and he's really intensely into this girl. And he's talking to her, he's flirting with her.
I wish
But-
he'd be into me like that.
Yeah, I wish he would too. Because
He's lying.
then I'd have a lot of problems off my hands. But
Do you want to go there right now?
anyway,
Do you want to go there right now?
so this.
Do you want
to? This girl, she's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm going to start going to church because this guy asked me to come to church.
She didn't actually do that though. She only went because her aunt, like, literally, like, took her with her.
No, but
and
her
Chick
aunt
was
had
like-
asked her a couple times or whatnot before that. And this guy said, hey, we're having some really cool stuff happen at the church. You should come. And she's like, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
but still, by the time she went to the church, her aunt was like, come on, you're coming to the church. And the chick, I mean, she was literally, like, dragging her there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
eventually this girl gets kind of possessed.
Dragged to the church.
She gets kind of possessed, and their aunt's like, yeah, something sketchy is going on. You're going to church.
Mm-hmm.
The girl goes to church. She's crying blood and all sorts of craziness.
Craziness.
And she spouts some nonsense at the priest.
The reverend guy.
The reverend. And it wasn't quite to the level of like, fuck me, Jesus, with the crucifix. And
No.
Not like that, but, it was, she made a scene.
Oh, yeah.
She made a
For
scene.
sure.
So they brought her to the hospital, and the doctors were like, "Oh yeah, she just has a nosebleed." No, she didn't have a nosebleed. She was like bleeding out of her eyes and
I think the nosebleed was before that.
whatever. She was bleeding from orifices for several parts of the movie, and no one thought it was a really big deal except for one of the old priests, not the hot priest.
The old priest. I mean, not the old priest. The young priest was super hot, but he died. That made me sad.
Way to go! We'd have spoilers.
Sorry.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
He tells everything else that happens in the movie But that priest, or no, that reverend, I don't know why we keep saying priest, okay? There's no priest. It's not Catholics, because Catholics are supposed to do exorcisms, not reverends, right?
Right. They were
Right.
like some Shakers or something. I don't know. They were probably like Baptists or Mormons or something.
Right, but either way, they're not supposed to do them, but whatever. But they did them, and I don't know. I think it's crazy.
So anyway, yeah, it wound up. We don't want to give the whole movie away, but we almost did.
You spoiled every single thing
Well,
else but him dying.
Yeah, well, so you spoiled everything at that point. Because I didn't spoil everything except for that.
Okay, you need to put... I don't know if you wanted me to do that or not.
What?
Flick you off.
It's too late. You already did.
So, you're going to have to put at the beginning of this video that it's a spoiler big time for this movie.
Right.
Nobody's going to watch this movie anyway.
Nope. Probably not. Maybe. I mean, people like horror movies. And this
It's a great movie. I loved this movie.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad.
This says 2 stars, which I don't really agree with. I think at least 3.5 or 4 stars.
So if we're looking at IMDb or Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes, it gets 2 stars.
2 stars, but I think that's a little...
Well, let me check the Rotten Tomatoes because they don't do stars. They do percentage. Let's see here. But yeah, the biggest thing that bugged me, other than the devil, was how hot the aunt was.
She was super hot.
And how young she looked.
Super young.
Compared to her niece.
Super young.
They looked like sisters.
Yes, they did. I honestly believed, like, when they just went from 2 young girls sleeping in a closet to 2 girls sleeping in an apartment that they just moved into. And they didn't, like, in that whole, like, 5-minute scene, they never once said, "You're my sister" or "You're my aunt." You know what I mean? Never once said that. So it wasn't until the next scene that I realized she was her aunt.
Right.
To me, that made no sense whatsoever. So.
You have to put more than that. I put along came.
Yeah.
Along came what? Polly? The devil?
The devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
He's looking it up.
So, IMDb has 2 stars. Rotten Tomatoes has 2 stars. I thought, 43%. So, not great. Is that...
But, you know, there's a lot of times where I see movies on, like, Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that where they have a really low percentage, but I really liked the movie. I don't understand what some of this is.
So, a lot of the tomato shit is critics, right? So, the critics will say, this is horrible, it's horrible, shouldn't watch it. But then you look at the audience score, and the audience score is much higher. So, right now on Rotten Tomatoes, it says 43% tomato rating, but 61% audience score. So
people actually liked that.
There's 20% difference there.
Yeah, that's a huge difference
in the audience, but 61% is still an F.
That's true. Well, no, I mean 60% is an F. 61% is a D.
When we were kids, it's a freaking F.
That's true.
65 was an F.
That's true. But now I think 61 is a D.
We're not grading on a curve here. This is an F, but it's an F you can be proud of. Like, F,
oh my God.
Right? You know?
I do know. Yeah,
I have what?
Nothing.
Anyway, the poster art for this is pretty cool.
God, my drink is gone.
You said it was too much for you, right? And then you just sucked it down? You're going to be so wasted. Anyway,
I have a little bit left.
The poster art for this, I think, was the reason why she wanted to watch it, because it looked pretty cool. This scene never happened.
It didn't ever happen. That never happened in the movie.
The poster art, which, you know, is right here. Ding!
Never happened in the movie.
Not once, not never.
But I loved the movie.
Yes.
Didn't you love the movie?
I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good.
I think you loved it. Did you love it because you were drinking?
It didn't hurt.
Exactly.
Right.
So, okay. In our suggestion, off our suggestions, Watch Along Came the Devil while drinking a lot. And
Get-
you'll love it.
Get schnockered and then watch it, because otherwise there's a lot of holes that even a drunk person can uncover.
And we're only figuring it out as we discuss it.
Right.